Thank you. A chilling comparison. On the left, students run for their lives as a gunman opens fire at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School.
And on the right, parents of those children who didn't escape visited the school today. That sits just as it did on Valentine's Day 2018. Lawmakers joined family members on that tour through the 1200 building. And after, gunfire could be heard again in the hallways, a reenactment of the massacre, part of a lawsuit. Wink News reporter Claire Galt live in Parkland tonight. Claire, this had to be a tough day there.
Tough on the town, tough on members of Congress who came here today to tour the building. But nothing compares to the pain and the suffering that the families of the victims felt that awful Valentine's Day and still feel now.
Friday morning, 9 members of Congress, 10 parents of victims, entered Marjory Douglas High School for a tour. Those 19 people, moms, dads, and lawmakers, walked out of that building changed.
Seeing the blood all over Alex's chair and all over the floor.
Blood on the ground, the bullet holes, the glass, broken glass.
Look, this is not a day that I will soon forget. You really saw evil incarnate.
The structure has sat untouched since February 14th, 2018. The day Nikolas Cruz took his AR-15, shot and killed 17 people and wounded 17 more. Parents have lived with the pain the past 5 years. Now they're using it for good.
It's important that we bring the leaders of this country through this building so that they can see what happens when kids aren't protected, when people don't prioritize this issue.
After the tour, a reenactment of that horrifying day.
It is difficult and painful, but I understand that it's needed to be able to hold the SRO accountable for freezing and not going into the building to take down the threat.
Done as part of a civil lawsuit that accuses former resource officer Scott Peterson of failing to protect the victims. Peterson faced criminal charges only to be acquitted. In a civil trial, the burden of proof is much less. But even if the families win, they say that won't be justice for those 17 daughters and sons murdered in their school. The families will only be satisfied when all kids who go to school are safe.
It's Alex that drives me. It's my anger and my grief that I don't want this to happen to another family.
Parents and members of Congress also had a roundtable discussion together to talk about what they can do next together. I asked what that could look like. Someone told me hurricane glass. Another told me panic buttons in every classroom. As to what happens next, we'll see. Live in Parkland, Claire Galt, Wink News.
All right, thank you very much, Claire.